Good evening, everybody, and welcome here to our 13th race of the season for Season 1 of the NR 2003 Diva Cup Series. You look at the rest of the starting grid over the left side since I forgot to simulate this. Getting set for tonight's race here at none other than South Boston. Lauren Ekstrom, Amber Whitecastle, Maddie Crenshaw, and Courtney Lynn are on the front row. As that was the command to fire up the engines. And before these cars roll off, Ekstrom comes this race 37th in the point standings. So this is a good timely pole to turn what has been a tough year around. Alongside of her, Amber Whitecastle, who is second in points. Maddie Crenshaw in row number 2, who comes into this race mired somewhere down the points table, 32nd to be exact. And Courtney Lynn, who comes to this race 4th in the standings. Becky Walters, the points leader, by 175 points over Amber Whitecastle. Prudence Martindale, 177 back in 3rd. Courtney Lynn, 205 in 4th. 5th is Gwen Tennyson, 237 back. Ellen Benson, 240 back, who is 6th in the standings. Jill Thomas, 279 back, is 7th. Matilda Cobb is 8th. 294 back, 298 back. Peach Ramirez in 9th. And Elena Aurora, who is 304 points back of the points lead. As we're getting set for tonight's race, as pace car is off, and we're going to go green for the Bud Light 400. We're green at South Boston. "51 laps here today, a lot shorter race than our Diva Bush Series race last night. Lauren Ekstrom is locked into the All-Star race, so she doesn't have to worry about racing her way in to the event. Same with the gal right there in second, Maddie Crenshaw, who, as I said, comes in this race 32nd in the standings. Scarlett Wallace is going to take second from Maddie Crenshaw. Scarlett Wallace, 39th in the point standings. One of the drivers who needs to get a good result because she's right now currently one of the 5 drivers in the danger zone of dropping to the Diva Bush Series if they don't start turning her performance around soon. And the 5 drivers who enter this race in the danger zone: June Bailey, Scarlett Wallace, Crystal Fontaine, Kayla Brown, and Chrissy House. Those 5 gals need to start getting their performances onto the right track as Annie Winters now moves to the 2nd position in the M&M's Ford. I apologize for Discord popping left and right. I should have just shut it up before I start recording. Ginger Fatley about to pass Annie Winters. Winters is down to 26th in the point standings. Ginger Fatley is 25th in the standings, so 2 girls who really need to turn their luck around as soon as possible. Let's find out where our points leaders are running. Becky Walters in the 9, running in the 35th position last time by, which will be updated soon. That was your points leader. Whitecastle's in 6. She came as race 2nd in points. As here comes Ginger Fatley to the race lead underneath the Mobile One 15,000-mile Altel Dodge for Penske Racing. New leader, Ginger Fatley, in the number 22 car. Bill Davis Racing has not been to victory lane this season with the 22 or the 23. Bill Davis Racing trying to find victory lane for the first time this season. The crazy part about this season, as we're on race number 13, is that the top 3 in the Drivers' Championship here in the Diva Cup Series have not been to victory lane, believe it or not. Becky Walters, Amber Whitecastle, and Prudence Martindale. Martindale has not even had a top 5 this season. She's had 6 top 10s. Gwen Tennyson has not been to victory lane. Elena Aurora. So a lot of gals inside the top 10 who are having great seasons have not even visited victory lane yet this season. Can you believe that nonsense? We had one caution in last night's Diva Bush Series race. And so far, we have not had any cautions yet, even though we're 16 laps in the race. Of course, 51 laps is going to go by really quickly. Annie Winters currently in second position. And there's second in points, Amber Whitecastle running in third. I'll pull up the ticker here. Jillian Black running in last. Let's check the back of the field here. Kayla Brown, this is not where she wants to be. Let's go 3 wide. Brittany White, Josephine Bouvier, and Jessie Art going 3 wide. Both of those girls are desperate. Jill Thomas, who came in this race running well in points, going to currently starting to drop back and not where she needs to be at the rear of the field. Lena Aurora's back here. There's the points leader, Becky Walters, back here at the rear of the field. The bad news is the gal that was trying to run her down for the points lead is up in the top 10. There's Annie Crenshaw about to pass her sister, her older sister, Maddie Crenshaw. In the Black Deuce, that's the car that Annie Crenshaw's in. Crystal Fontaine in the Smirnoff Ice colors, getting ready to pass her teammate, Chrissy House, who really needs a good run. It's been an awful season for her. Brenda Eveling, who won last week's race at Dover, her first win of her Diva Cup career and of the season. As we're going to be nearing the halfway point of this race here. Right now, the Cat car out of Bill Davis Racing versus the M&M's Ford out of Robert Yates Racing. Amber Whitecastle trying to gain a lot of points. She's almost a full race behind Becky Walters. And with Becky Walters in 27th last time by, this is going to be a good little gap for Amber Whitecastle to start gaining some points on Becky Walters heading into the second half of the regular season. As a matter of fact, I need to get the Diva schedule up on my deal. Yes, I want the NR2003 Divas schedule. That's the one I'm wanting. And my notepad wants to be a derping hyena. Nope, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Gave me 2. I only wanted 1. There we go. And they're going to be catching lap traffic. Jill Thomas about to go a lap down to the race leaders. Excuse me. Sorry for the yawn. Nine cars all the way still back in 27th. Notice a lot of gals who came in this race running well in points. They're really going to take some hits. That's never good if you are going to take a hit in the standings, if you know what I mean. Ginger Fatley still leading this race ever since she took the lead from Lauren Ekstrom, who's running in 5th. Next week will be the All-Star race for these drivers at Charlotte Motor Speedway, which is a non-points event. Of course, we're going to have first the Diva Cup Showdown race from Charlotte. Hope you will join us for that. That will be a 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna end up having, or actually, let me rephrase that. We're gonna have first the Showdown race, which will be the first segment. Then we're gonna have the Noble Sprint, which will be 17 laps. It'll be a 34 lap showdown, then a 17 lap sprint. So the finishing results from the showdown, for those that finish second on down, that will be the lineup for the sprint race, the Noble Sprint, which will be 17 laps. And the winner of the Noble Sprint will advance to the All-Star race. Everyone else will load up and go home and try again next week. And try again for the points race, the Coke 600 at Charlotte. Jessie Hart about to go a lap down since she's stuck on the high side trying to get a break. Unfortunately, she's not getting one. Amber Whitecastle trying to take the lead from Ginger Fatley. Looks like she's going to do so. New leader, Amber Whitecastle. Remember, I talked about a driver who was inside the top 10 in points who has not been to victory lane. Well, Amber Whitecastle fits that bill. And she's trying to find victory lane for the first time this season. Lisa Simpson going a lap down. Not been a good night for that number 16. They're going to really take a big hit in the points. Oh, but Whitecastle overdrove the corner. Sydney Vortex trying to get her lap back, which is not what Amber Whitecastle won, but Ginger Fatley trying to take the lead back. As we're going to have 4 to go. It'll be 3 to go next time by, and Whitecastle still can't get to the bottom of the racetrack. And here comes Ginger Fatley going to take the race lead back from the 67 as Brooklyn Carter is encountered a problem. She's on pit road, so she's going to go a lap down as a result. Tough break for Brooklyn Carter, who I believe came into this race running well in points. There she is leaving the pits. It's going to be a big points hit for her as we're coming to the white flag. 15th in points for Brooklyn Carter. She will definitely take a hit in the standings. White flag is out for Ginger Fatley. 1 more lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. It will be her first win of her Diva career and of the season. As off of turn number 4, Ginger Foutley will win the Bud Light 400 here tonight from South Boston. What a race for Ginger Foutley, and we went caution-free, which is pretty good. Annie Winters will get second. Good run for Annie Winters, who comes into this race 26 on the points. So this is a very good result from her. So I'm going to make sure to save the results. I didn't do that last time, so yeah. Amber Whitecastle got third. Good run for her. That's big because she came in this race second in points, and she finished 20 spots ahead of Becky Walters. Lauren Ekstrom got fourth, 37th in the standings. Will definitely get away from that danger zone. Maria Steiner will get a top 5 in fifth. And Steiner comes into this race 18th. Excuse me. 18th in the point standing. Excuse me there. I apologize for that burp. So she'll move her way up to the front. Brenda Eveling, coming off a good result after winning Dover last week, gets 6th. Hannah Blue Jay, her teammate, gets 7th. Good run for her. Prudence Martindale came in this race 3rd in the point standings, gets a top 10 result in 8th. Will also gain some points on Becky Walters. Mary Morris will come away with 9th, and Chloe Carmichael will come away with the 10th position. Morris came in this race 28th in points. Good run for her. And Chloe Carmichael, who's had a bit of a okay season, 23rd in the points, so she'll move her way through the point standings. Good run for Lindsay Sutton, June Bailey, Scarlett Wallace, a couple of drivers who were struggling in the points table. Ellen Benson, Annie Crenshaw gets the top 15. Look on down through the remainder of the finishing results. All 42 cars finished the race. Ignore it says retired. I don't know why it says retired when the race is over, but I will fix that either way. So 38 cars finished on the lead lap. Sydney Vortex was last of them. Jill Thomas, Lisa Simpson, Kayla Brown, and Brooklyn Carter finished 1 or more laps down. Nobody finished out of the race as a result. And that is how this race weekend is going to come to an end. Congratulations to Ginger Foutley, which, by the way, they're celebrating Victory Lane right here. Hope you guys enjoyed today's race, or tonight's race from South Boston. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the PCS Recruits today. We showed your full finish results. You will see your point standings for the second half of the season when we have the Coke 600. Next up for these girls will be the All-Star race. Ginger Foutley has already punched her ticket to the All-Star race. We're going to find out who is going to win the All-Star Open and the Noble Sprint. You'll have to find that out the same time you do. But until then, I've been Divas signing off. Good night from South Boston. You've been watching another broadcast courtesy of PCS Array TV, the best in racing since 2017. See you at Charlotte for the All-Star race.